What's a signature scent, I wonder? Is it a fragrance you wear every day, or is it something that represents your personality? Keep watching to find out. Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I'm Luke, and here on this channel I talk about fragrances, mainly classic, designer, vintage perfumes, but I also talk about modern and niche fragrances from time to time. But this video is dedicated to signature scents. What makes a good signature scent? Can I even tell you, I don't have a signature scent personally. I used to have a few in the past. So in this video, I'll talk about my signature scents. Yes, I have more than one, so technically I don't even have a signature scent, if you know what I mean. I have way too many fragrances, and honestly, I struggle with the idea of having one signature scent. But I'll still talk about my signature scents, the fragrances that I consider my signatures, that represent me, my personality, my character. I believe these fragrances represent me. So let's start with the first one. This was one of my first fragrances. It was actually Poison by Dior, but a couple of years later I started wearing Hypnotic Poison, which I consider my signature scent. Hence this huge 150 milliliter bottle. Yes, I have a huge bottle. I need to have it at all times. I go through this very quickly. This is my maybe fifth or even sixth bottle. I've lost count. This fragrance represents me because it's a fragrance that's both introverted and extroverted at the same time. It's bold, it makes a statement, but it's also soft, powdery, likable and appealing. I find this very appealing. This is a gourmand. It used to be a gourmand. Well, nowadays everything seems to be a gourmand, but this one was a gourmand back in the 90s. Nowadays we wouldn't consider a fragrance that has some vanilla and a bit of almond a gourmand, but this one was classified a gourmand, an oriental vanilla gourmand back in the 90s. It came out in 1998, and the nose behind it was Enigma Nardo, the same perfumer who also created Lolita Lompica. I love Hypnotic Poison to this day, but I will say the current formula is not as good as the vintage one. Yes, it still projects and lasts about 10 hours, but it doesn't project like it used to. It's not a scent that will take you through the entire day. Yes, it's still there at the end of the day, but it's a skin scent. This is not what it used to be. After about 5 hours, I can't smell this on myself anymore. I can only smell it if I smell my clothes or bring my wrist close to the nose. Otherwise, this is a very nice fragrance. I still recommend it. You can also find many good dupes and alternatives. I really need to look into Hypnotic Poison dupes. Look, when I love something, I like to buy the original, but I don't mind a good dupe, especially if the performance is better than this. So if you have any good Hypnotic Poison dupes, definitely give me some recommendations. Thank you. The next fragrance that I consider my signature scent, and I bought this when I was about 18, so I've had it for many years, and it's J'adore l'or from Dior, obviously, and l'or does not mean water, but it means gold. J'adore l'or in French, and this is the 2017 version. I also used to have the 2010 version, which I believe was even better, but the 2017 is also absolutely stunning. And this fragrance really represents the more bougie, luxurious side of my personality. I do love luxury things. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not superficial or materialistic, but I love to treat myself to nice things. That's why I have a big perfume collection. That's one of the things that I like. I used to like designer fashion as well. Not anymore. I'm not really buying designer items anymore, maybe secondhand, but this fragrance smells so luxurious, so expensive, bougie. This to me smells like $1 million, and I've not found another fragrance that smells more luxurious and more expensive than this. And this is a golden smelling, sunny vanilla fragrance with white florals, tuberose, ylang ylang, and the 2010 version also had a heavy dose of amber. This one has some amber as well, and it really smells so luxurious and expensive. I highly recommend that you go and test this fragrance. I don't recommend the 2023 or 2024 version. It smells nothing like this one. Well, you can't test this one, it's discontinued, isn't it? And as I said, this fragrance represents my artistic side. I do love fine art. Wherever I go, I always find a gallery. I love art, I love music, and I also consider perfumery a fine art. Perfumery is art indeed, and it's a very, very frivolous luxury. It's not a necessity. No one needs fragrance in their life. We want it because it makes us feel good. And it's the ultimate luxury, in my opinion. Perfume is the ultimate luxury because it's something that you can't see, but it makes a statement. It uplifts your mood, and it just makes you feel special. And that's exactly why I find this fragrance so special. It was one of the first things that helped me discover the art of perfumery. And coincidentally, I chose one of the best fragrances ever created. I truly consider this to be one of the best scents ever created. I've never smelled anything more expensive smelling than this. This is haute parfumerie. This is high perfumery. This is just like haute couture. This is truly, truly niche quality. It comes in a beautiful box, and I'll stop raving about it. It's still my signature scent. I wear it weekly. This bottle has lasted me for years. You don't need a lot. This is more concentrated than the eau de parfum. So you only need 2 or maybe 3 sprays, sometimes 4, sometimes 5. I do 6 sometimes, People on Reddit are calling me crazy for spraying my fragrances 6 times, but I don't really care. All publicity is good publicity, so keep talking about me, Redditors. Thank you very much. So that's J'adore by Dior. And let's move on to the last fragrance that I consider my signature scent. And this one's a more recent one. And by more recent, I mean that I've been wearing it for the last 6 years. I bought it in 2019. I was familiar with it before, but I bought it in 2019 and I started wearing it then, and I absolutely love it. It's Coco by Chanel, and it's the EDT. I prefer the EDT to the EDP. I like both. I wouldn't mind owning any of them. If I see bottles of either for a good price, I grab them. But this fragrance, I would say, represents the sophisticated side of my personality. I'm also someone who's some people call me soft-spoken, some people call me, sophisticated, even too sophisticated at times. But I don't really care. This fragrance represents me and my personality. It represents the more mature side of my personality because it is a mature fragrance, and not because it smells dated or old-fashioned. I'm not saying that. It's a mature fragrance because when it was created, it was meant to represent the spirit of Coco, who is no longer here. This was created in 1984, so more than 10 years after Coco Chanel's death. And it was created to commemorate the spirit of Coco. And it exudes the elegance, the sophistication of mature Coco Chanel. And it also, it was inspired by fragrances like Opium and You've Dew. It's very much an ambery oriental, but it has a nice addition of peach. It's very powdery, it's wearable. I love wearing these. I even wear it in the summer. So this is my go-to, I want to say, going out, date night fragrance. I always wear it when I go out. It has never let me down, and I have a big backup bottle in my wardrobe. So what does that tell you? I could go on, but I think I'm happy with 3 signature scents. I've been struggling with the idea of having a signature scent lately because I don't have one. I have one, but please let me know in the comments what's your signature scent or scents, because rules are meant to be broken, you know, you don't have to have just one, you can have more. So thank you for watching. Please let me know in the comments anything you like. I love chatting with you in the comments. And I also wanted to thank everyone for 4,000 subscribers. I've reached 4,000 subscribers. It feels unreal. I'm super grateful for every single one of you who likes my videos, watches my videos, comments, and please subscribe to my channel. Once again, thanks for watching and have a lovely day. Bye.